what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Lone Wolf 902. Today we're going to be having a look at another tent from my good friends over at Pomoly. This is the one-person teepee style hot tent. Okay, so let's get right into it. Alright, so much like the other Pomoly products, they come in this nice bag, storage sack. The one thing with this tent is don't let the sides of the bag fool you, because as you can see, the tent is actually quite small. Okay, so we'll go ahead and open up these buckles here. We got the zipper, and we'll take the contents of the tent out of the bag. So right off the bat, go ahead and reach under here. We've got the hood portion, so that's like the top cap of the tent. We've got the tent body. I've got a bag with the tent poles, and I've also got tent pegs in here as well. So let's go ahead and get the tent set up, and we'll do a little walk around, show you the features, have a good look at the size, and then we're actually going to get the Pomoly titanium stove, the T1 wood stove, and we'll set that inside so you guys can also have a good kind of idea of floor space with the stove. Alright guys, so here we have the solo teepee style hot tent set up, and I do already have the wood stove in here, so you can see the chimney popping out the top. I got the stove jack rolled up, and we've got one complete door panel open. Okay, so I can open another door panel, which is a great thing about this tent. Go ahead and pull the stake out of the ground, and we'll place it over there, and the door opens up again. Now this is halfway open. It opens even farther if you remove the center peg. Go ahead and pull that out, and then you can go ahead and roll the door back, having one whole side of the tent open. And it does the same thing on the opposite side. So you can open up this tent very, very big and be sitting inside next to your wood stove. If it's not raining, obviously, because I'd be getting wet right now, but I could tuck myself farther back in here and I could cook on the wood stove. I could have all my sleeping gear back here tucked away nice and dry. And I think it is an excellent shelter for one person, and I actually really do love this tent. I've been using it a lot, and I plan on using it even more once fall and winter rolls in, and I can get this stove in here, because this thing pumps some heat inside of this tent. It gets very, very warm very quick. So coming over to the side of the tent, right where the stove jack is, you can see that they have their classic stove jack permanently fixed to the tent. So this is a really, really nice thick material. Okay, this is not going to give way, it's not going to fail, it's going to last a very long time. Very generous opening. If you do want to run a very large pipe, maybe with a different stove, you can go ahead and do that. Down here we've got the Pomoly logo branding there. You can see we've got the door rolled back. I'll actually move back a little bit, and you can kind of get a side profile to see how much actually opens up when you open up both full door panels. Okay, like I was saying, there is a center tie out, so I could close the door halfway and close that door halfway and have a little sliver open, which I'll show you guys. Or you can go ahead and open up both massive door panels just like this. All right guys, so here on the other side of the tent, what I've done is I've opened up half of each door panel. Okay, so what I've done is there's one peg here. I just simply unattached it from the middle peg, unzipped it, opened it up, hooked on over there to a peg, and hooked on over there to a peg. Okay, so the other side is still fully wide open. You could do the same on this side, or you could do this configuration, or you can even go ahead and detach the bungee, and let's say you just want the door open a little bit. You go ahead, run that bungee down, and just have this little pie slice of a door open for ventilation or maybe some light. All right, so here on the side profile, you can see I've got both sides completely wide open. The doors are open as far as they can go. You can see just how skinny the tent gets. I mean, you're basically, the stove is out of the rain if it were to rain, and if you were sitting on the other side, basically sitting kind of in this area on the other side, you would also be completely out of the rain, and you'd have both sides wide open to be indoors but still be outdoors. And I'll show you the side profile right now. All right, so here on the side profile, you can see what I was talking about being indoors and outdoors. I could sit in here and I could be out of the rain, and I could still have the wood stove going and have this area wide open. Okay, so, and you could tailor this. You could go ahead and close the door half shut on the back side, and you can open the doors, close them, however configuration, whatever you want to do, you can go ahead and do. It's just, it shows how many configurations you can do with this tent. Really awesome. You don't see this a whole lot in hot tents on the market. Pomoly, you could do this with all of their TP lineup as of now, okay? And I've got 4 or 5 different TP style tents from them, all big, small. They all do this. You can open up the doors wide open, you can tailor them halfway, big open or closed. Works really awesome. So now that we've got the door configurations kind of out of the way, we've talked about that, and I really do love it because you can customize this to whatever weather situation, and if it's raining or snowing or whatever, you can really open it up or close it down. So this tent does not come with a mesh inner. I should mention that. There's no floor, there's no mesh inner. It's more of a bushcraft style teepee tent to take one person, pack it in your bag, hit the woods, have a great time with or without a stove, okay? So just want to mention that there is no mesh inner, okay? So talking about the T1 stove, this is also from Pomoly. Excellent stove. I have a review on this as well as all of the other Pomoly tents and products, okay? So if you guys are interested in anything else from them, go on my gear review and testing playlist and just go down the videos and you'll see Pomoly products, okay? So talking about the stove. This is the T1 titanium stove. Give you a good look at how it fits, okay? I could turn it this way more, and I could turn it that way more. The reason why I've got it pointed just off to the pole is because I would typically sleep over here with my head up that way, and then I could reach over, I could go ahead and open up the door, I could load wood inside of it. This pole basically stops the door from swinging all the way open. Go ahead, shut it, all from being right in bed. Not even lifting out of my sleeping bag or off my blanket or whatever I got going on. I could do that, no problem. The back side of the stove, there's all kinds of room for clothing, gear, firewood. You can put firewood on the sides. There's a ton of room inside of here for a small tent. And I'll talk more about the specs once we get it back over to the table and kind of wrap up the review. But I just thought it was really important to show this because I know people are gonna say, how does the stove fit inside of the tent? So to show this a little bit better, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close this whole side. I'm gonna move the camera center, and then I'll show you where the sleeping area is compared to the stove. All right guys, so here I am inside of the tent. I've got this entire door panel closed. I've got the whole other side closed off. Just one complete door panel open. This is where I would sleep, okay? I've got loads of room up here for my head. My feet are touching the wall of the tent, okay? So hopefully that shows there's a ton of room. I can move way up here and have my head down here, loads of room down there. I have a ton of room behind me as well for my backpack, other pieces of gear, whatever I need, okay? So sleeping in here, this is how I typically do this. I can open the stove like I was already showing you. I can get wood in the stove. I can close it all from laying right here in bed, okay? I love the setup. It's very, very personalized, okay? It's not like a big tent where you've got to get out of your bed, go over, do the stove. This tent, it's very, very personal. It's perfect for one person. You can reach everything from laying down, okay? I can reach all over and I can make coffee. I can do whatever I need to do right here. So right away, I should also mention, because you guys have already seen it in the video, this silver lining fabric, okay? The whole tent is lined silver, which makes this thing light up like you would not believe, okay? Being inside of this tent at nighttime, even with a candle, with a small headlamp, especially with this wood stove with the glass door, the light that comes out of that stove or from, like I said, a single candle will light the entire inside of the tent up with a nice warm glow. Other thing it does reflect and maintain a certain type of heat, okay? So if your body heat's in here, the wood stove, it does reflect a certain amount of heat. The tent is available in different colors, talking about the outside. So this is the khaki, the tan. They also have a green, a brown, and a white, okay? So there's 4 different colors that this comes in. I have the khaki version, which I thought was really nice because all the other Pomoly tents I have are green. I wanted something a little bit different, and they said, yeah, we'll send you a khaki one to mix it up a little bit. Really happy with that. Talking about the silver lining, and I mentioned this in another Pomoly video, when you're inside of this tent, it is quite dark, okay? Which I personally love, all right? So you can see it is quite dark in here. The flip side of that is if you're inside with the door shut, the light does not leak out. So you could be camping and you can have a massive light on inside. It is very, very non-noticeable from the outside, okay? I know some really lightweight tents, you put on a light and the whole tent lights up outside. You can easily see it. This tent, you cannot see it, all right? So if you're inside with your light on, door zip shut, you're gonna be pretty stealthy. All right, guys, so another really cool feature with these Pomoly tents, and this works the same on all of the teepee style tents from Pomoly. This top cone is completely removable, okay? So if you are inside of the tent and let's say you have the doors closed for a little bit of privacy, but you still want A, light, or B, is getting really hot in there from the wood stove, you can go ahead and open the top cap here just by just pulling these little shot cord hooks off. Really simple. Go ahead and open it. Now the thing is with this, I can open it right there and just leave it like that. I can take this bungee cord and hook it into the loop on the other side. I can leave it like that. If it's blowing rain this way, I can have it open and still be able to do stuff and stay dry. Or I can go ahead and I can open up the top cone even more. I can even go and take the whole thing off, okay? So let's do that. Let's take the whole top cone off and you'll be able to see a little bit more of the construction of the tent. All right, so coming in for a closer look at this, you can see it's just webbing construction. There's a little cap up here that holds the center pole. And like I was saying, you can open it up halfway, 3/4 of the way, or you can just take the whole thing off. All right, guys, so I think we pretty much covered everything. I've gone ahead and closed all the doors to the tent. The top cone is still off, so now you can kind of have a look at the tent with all the doors shut. Pretty sleek design, pretty awesome. I really like it. The tents do come with snow skirts. Already assembled. All of the tents have them, so really, really good idea to have that there. You can either pile snow on top of it if it's really blowing hard with wind and whatnot, or you can just leave it flap like that, like I usually do. It allows a lot of air to get in there. Really nice. I think that's pretty much it to cover. I'm going to take it over to the table once I get it all packed away and whatnot. I want to talk about specs and a few other things, okay? So let me get this packed away. I'll get the stove down, move it over to the table, and we'll wrap up this review really quick. All right, guys, here we are with the tent, the poles, the pegs, the top hat, everything all disassembled up here on the table. Now you'll notice this is the whole tent body right here. Set that next to the T1 stove. It's not very big, okay? So the stuff sack that all of this comes in is big. If you go ahead and roll this, and right now you can see it's coming unrolled, so it's getting a little bit bigger. If you go ahead and roll this down and put a compression strap on that, you're laughing, okay? It doesn't pack very big at all. One person tent, can't go wrong with that. Now, I have a cheat sheet for specs. 300D Oxford fabric with a silver lining. That and the top hat, okay? Same fabric they use on all their tents. I love it. It is the best fabric on the market for a very durable tent that's going to last for years, okay? This stuff is highly, highly waterproof and abrasion resistant. I've had ice on top of these tents. It will not cut it. It won't break it. I've had branches fall on top of these in high winds. It won't rip it. It won't punch a hole in it. Great stuff for longevity, okay? It's going to last. And the quality in this, the stitching, the zippers, everything is top notch, okay? Just like the rest of their tents. So, peak height from the ground to the peak, we're coming in at 5.9 feet, okay? Not quite 6, getting up there, 5.9 feet. For weight, we're coming in at 9.3 pounds. So remember, that's with these very heavy steel pegs, okay? You can swap these out for whatever pegs you like. I like these. They are steel, they're heavy duty, but you could pound these down in rocky ground, okay? My other lightweight pegs would bend and crumple. These pound through anything, okay? These are excellent. So right here, we've probably got easily 2.5 pounds of steel, okay? So you could shave weight by swapping that out if you like. You can also shave weight by leaving this home, taking a piece of paracord, measuring your 5.9 feet, and then bring that with you, and you can collect a tree and measure it with your stick or with your rope, and then cut it 5.9 feet. So you can leave all of the steel components. All you need is this and this. That's it, if you want it. But everything, where are we at? 9.3 pounds, okay? 58 square feet for footprint, okay? That's a lot of livable space. 58 square feet for a one person with a stove. A lot of room, okay? When you're in there and you're hunkered down, it's a lot of room, all right? And of course, we got 6 sides, okay? So 6 sides, loads of room inside, all right? And both, like when I'm in there by myself sitting, I feel like I've got tons of room. The silver lining on this fabric really makes it feel big. It doesn't make it feel boxed and claustrophobic, especially at nighttime when you got a light. The whole inside lights up really, really bright, okay? So, we pretty much covered everything that I set out to cover in this review. This is the smallest hot tent that they offer right now at filming date. I do have all of their other tents, and this is absolutely top notch with the quality on the rest of their tents, okay? They've got large tents. We're talking 4 to 6 person. We've got a 2 to 4, a 1 to 2, and a 1 person, okay? That's just for the tipi lineup. They've now just launched their new Manta Tent, which I believe is 6 person. It might be a little bit more, but I haven't received that yet. That's on its way right now. And they also have a Baker style kind of bushcraft bunker type tent that you can put the wood stove in and have another stove jack in that, and a whole bunch of really fun stuff. Plus a couple secrets coming, okay? Including my very own design that I basically thought up. I brought it to Pomoly. They said, yeah, we're gonna make it. We're gonna throw your logo on it, and we're gonna sell it. So that's really cool. Stay tuned for that, because that's coming very, very soon. But that is pretty much what I've got for you guys today. If you have questions on the T1 titanium stove, I have a full review on this. This is actually version 2. They actually had a version 1 that I also have, and I have a review on that as well. So if you're looking at the stove, check out my gear review playlist. It's in there. As far as the tent goes, I'm going to be using this a lot in the winter, fall, so you guys will see it in action plenty. And that's basically all I've got for you guys, okay? So peace out. Drop your questions and comments down in the comment section, and I'll be sure to answer them, all right? Check out Pomoly.com as well. The link is down in the description. If you want to go to their website, check out all their new products. Check them out, all right? Peace out, guys.